Welcome everybody, welcome to Gothic 2 walkthrough part 3. Here we are at Lobart's farm just outside the city, so let's take the liberty of going towards it. We'll take this side path. There's someone standing there, let's go talk to him.
Psst! Hey, you, come here.
What is it?
On your way to the city, and really busy, too. Listen, you look like a smart guy to me. I bet you'll go far in life. You're certainly nobody's fool, I could see that right away. Say, you'd probably like to earn a few gold coins, wouldn't you?
Cut the crap.
Cut the crap. Tell me what you want.
You see, that's exactly what I mean. Nobody gets anywhere with you just by using pretty words. I knew it. I'm dealing with a tough businessman here. You're a businessman and certainly interested in a small addition to your purse, aren't you?
Why not?
You'll have to forgive an ignorant old seaman. I'm a stranger in these parts and I don't really know all the rules. So I had to find out the hard way that traveling strangers aren't welcome in the Harbour city. Now I'm standing here with no idea how I'm supposed to get into the city. I have some extremely important business to conduct and my client won't tolerate a delay, you see. You'll help me find a way to get past the city guard, won't you?
About the city guards.
Yes, got an idea?
I have a pass, sure.
I have a pass for the city.
Oh, I see. I'm supposed to act like I'm a citizen of the town, or what? Take a look at me, boy. Nobody's going to believe that.
You're probably right. Should I really give him the farmer clothes? Screw it.
They should let you pass if you're wearing these farmer's clothes.
That's just what I need. Man, I knew I could count on you. Nobody will bother me disguised as a local yokel. Excellent. You did really well. Here's your promised reward.
What? 50 measly gold coins? You can't be serious.
Gold isn't everything, my friend. Take them for now. I have the feeling that we'll be seeing one another soon. And who knows, maybe I'll return the favor. Look after yourself.
Well, I'll see you. I don't know if he'll see me. See, because he's wearing the eye patch. Never mind. Let's just go kill these blood flies. Hope they're small blood flies. Critical. Come on. Alrighty. That is the city of Corinus, I presume. And those are the guards, I presume. Okay.
Halt!
What is it?
You aren't getting in here, my boy.
Why not?
Looking the way you do, you're sure to cause nothing but trouble here, boy. And we got enough rabble in the city. We have no use for people without money.
Oh, I see. Let's just use the trick that Lester taught us.
I'm bringing some herbs for Constantino, the alchemist.
Really? Then you won't mind showing me what you brought. Looks good. All right, in you go. But don't cause any trouble. Understood?
Alright, that was easier than I thought.
I'm not touching that.
Halt, stranger.
Whoa.
I am Lothar,
Will it ever change?
paladin of the king and humble servant of Innos,
Nobody ever asked for
your
my
lord.
opinion.
Our commander, Lord Hagen,
Listen to the wrong
has
people.
entrusted me with the task of explaining to all newcomers the new laws which apply to all inhabitants of the city.
That's really
Since
not
people
my
have started
problem.
simply vanishing all over this town, everyone needs to watch out that they don't suffer the same fate.
Did he just change his voice?
That's not what I heard.
I have an important message for the leader of the paladins.
The Honorable Lord
That's
Hagen
really
is
not my
not
problem.
receiving anyone. Lord Andre, the commander of the city guard, is responsible for all issues pertaining to the common folk.
We can only wait and see.
Should I mention the Eye of Enos?
Not what I heard.
Nah. I guess he's a paladin,
Got
so
my
he
own
must know
opinion about
something
that.
about it.
I have come to get the Eye of Enos.
Do you really
The
believe
sacred
that?
Eye of Enos? How do you know about that?
Really didn't deserve
You're not a
that.
member of the Order.
I knew it was
A
a bad
magician
idea.
told me
I'm
about
not
it.
telling you anything
I don't
new.
know what his motives were when he entrusted one of the secrets of our Order to you. But he certainly didn't mean for you to get your
I agree
fingers
with you
on it.
completely.
But
I don't want to hear any more
It's
about
the
it.
first I've heard of it.
That's been known a long time.
listen, the city is threatened by dragons.
All along.
That can't be true. Another lunatic.
really true?
We have enough unrest in the city as it is. And without some
you didn't know
dimwit
that.
scaring people with fairy tales about dragons,
You hardly know
I
who to
immediately
believe these
locked up
days.
the last person who was here telling dragon tales and
not
sent him to the
touching
Valley of Mines with the prison transport. So
not
mind
what I
your
heard.
tongue. We can't use anyone here who spreads panic
Didn't get
among
that
the
from
people.
me.
But no.
Somebody already
Didn't do
reported
that.
the dragons here?
Yes,
So why won't
the
they
fellow's
listen to
name
me?
was Diego. I think so, in any
You hardly
case.
know who to
I
believe
warned
these days.
him just like you. But the lunatic
all
just
along.
wouldn't stop getting on my nerves.
That's been known a long time.
The townspeople are simply disappearing?
Grass from my
Yes,
opinion.
it seems to be more every day. It's most annoying that the militia have still not been able to discover what's behind these strange
Already
occurrences.
thought as much.
Small wonder that the town's inhabitants are very wary of
You
strangers
hardly
right
know who
now.
to believe these
So
days.
don't provoke them when you're in town. Understood?
Don't say you didn't know
I
that.
understood.
All right.
It's obvious
Explain
all
the
along.
rules of the city to me.
First, the Honorable Paladin Lord Hagen resides in the upper
That's all
quarter,
just gossip.
along with his troops. That is why access to the upper
can't
quarter
go
is
on like this
allowed
forever.
only to honorable citizens.
Nothing
Second,
surprises me anymore.
the town hall in the upper quarter is now the command post of the
Can't
Paladins.
believe that.
Only the Paladins themselves and members of the militia
That's not
have
what I heard.
access to it. And third, whoever is accused of
my
a
own
crime
opinion about
must
that.
exonerate himself with the commander of the
I'd have gone
militia.
about it differently.
Any questions?
I'm in enough trouble as it is.
That's been known a long time.
How do I become a citizen of the town?
So why
Only
won't they
those with
listen to
regular
me?
jobs will be considered citizens of the town.
That's all just
But
gossip.
don't think that you'll be admitted to Lord Hagen just because you're a citizen of the
Enough trouble
town.
as it is.
As a citizen, you have access to the upper
Listen
quarter,
to the wrong
nothing
people.
more. Only as a member of the militia will you have access to the
take that
town
one.
hall.
That's been known a long time.
How do I get accepted into the militia?
By express
Nobody ever
command
asked
of
for
Lord
my
Hagen,
opinion.
only citizens of the town will be
That's been
admitted
known a
into
long
the
time.
militia.
I see.
If you want to know
ever
more,
asked for
speak
my
to Lord
opinion.
Andre in the barracks.
That's not what
Alright.
I heard.
Where can I find work?
So why
You'll
won't
have
they
to
listen
apply
me?
as an apprentice to one of the masters here in the lower part
You
of
really
the city.
believe that?
As soon as a master accepts you, you are a citizen of the
Enough trouble
town.
as it is.
However, the other masters must
You hardly
agree to
know who
it.
to believe these
That's
days.
the custom here in Corinus.
That's
If you were
stupid.
thinking about
Believe
looking for
everything
work
you
in the
hear.
Harbour district, forget it.
It's not what I heard.
The scum of the city live there. Don't even go there. You would regret it.
That makes me
You
want to
really
go
believe
there
that?
even more.
I wouldn't be so sure.
Okay, I got all the information. I
I've
need
got to
from
go.
you.
If I hear one more time that you are
Just
telling
like you
people
said.
here about
Yeah.
That's been known a long time.
Okay, so this is Corinus.
That's the first I've
Looks
heard
nice enough.
Is it really true?
Alright. This appears to be a store. Let's
believe
enter
that.
here and see.
What can I do for you?
What do you know about the paladins?
What do you know about paladins?
Since these bastards have come to the city, I've had nothing but trouble. The last time I was headed for the upper end of town, the guards flat out stopped me and asked me what was my business there.
And?
Of course they let me in. I had my shop in the city when most of those pompous asses were still chasing pigs with wooden swords. And yesterday, the bastards came and confiscated half of my goods.
The paladins seized your goods.
everything I had stored in the backyard. They simply posted a guard in front of the entrance to the yard. If I'm lucky, they won't take everything. At least they might leave the armor here.
What are you selling?
I can offer you everything you need to survive in the wild. Weapons, torches, provisions, even armor. I still have a special piece in stock. Double hardened armor of snapper leather, still unused. Interested?
Yeah, that's way too steep for me. Let's see what he
Show
got.
me your wares.
Okay, not much really. Do I have something to sell? Something useless? Silver ring, sure. Lab water bottle. I'm not gonna do alchemy, so you can just take that, no problem. Gold nugget, I'm gonna hang on to that. Okay, I don't really have anything else for you. Let's see what more information can he give us.
Can you help me get into the upper quarter?
What? What are you going to do there?
I've got an important message.
Well, well. Have you tried getting past the guards?
I don't see why I should even try.
You're probably right. I don't know how important your message is, and it's none of my business. But even if you told them that a ship full of orcs just anchored in the harbor, they'd send you away. Because they have their orders.
Sorry about that.
So can you help me get into the upper quarter?
It seems to be really important to you. The question is, how important is it to you?
What are you getting at?
I can help you. After all, I'm one of the most influential people here. But it'll cost you.
How exactly can you help me?
Quite simple. I'll use my influence to see to it that one of the master craftsmen here takes you on as an apprentice. As such, you'll practically be a citizen of the city and can enter the upper quarter. Besides which, you'll earn something while you're at it.
Where could I sign on as an apprentice then?
Basically, with any master here on the main street. That would be Harrow the smith, Bosper the bowmaker, Thorben the carpenter, or Constantino the alchemist. One of them is bound to take you on. But it's important that the other masters agree. That's always been the custom here in Corinus.
How do I get the approval of the other masters?
You just have to convince them. Go and talk to them. But if more than one of them is against you, you don't stand a chance. So behave yourself.
Why don't you take me on as an apprentice?
I would, but the other masters wouldn't agree. I just recently took on another apprentice.
What are you asking for your help?
100 gold pieces.
Bitch.
You shark.
Take it easy. It isn't your gold I have in mind.
But
In principle, it's my gold. Gritta, the carpenter's niece, hasn't paid what she owes me in ages. But the little brat is constantly running around in new clothes. That means she has the money. I'd like to beat it out of her. But Master Thorben, the carpenter, is also a very influential man. Get me the money and I'll help you.
Okay. Okay, we got a quest. And one thing I want to note before I continue is that my advice is for you to complete all of the side quests as soon as you can, because you really need the experience. It's very important. And this appears to be Master Thorben. Let's talk to him.
Ah, fresh face. You're not from Corinus, are you? This is not a good time for travelers. Bandits everywhere. No work, and now the farmers have risen up too.
Risen.
What winds have blown you here?
That's like a prelude for Risen, isn't it? I'm just joking. I've come about Gritta.
I've come about Gritta.
My niece? What's your business with her? This isn't about money, is it?
She owes 100 gold pieces to the merchant Matteo.
Tell me this isn't true. Ever since that little piece of work moved in with me, I've had nothing but trouble. She's in debt with practically every single merchant in town. I had to borrow 200 gold pieces from Lamar, the moneylender, just to settle her debts. And now this. Greta should be in the house. Go ahead, ask her. But I tell you this, she doesn't have a single gold piece.
We shall see.
You listen to the wrong people.
I'm looking for work.
I'm looking for work.
Do you know anything about carpentry?
The only thing I can make out of wood is a fire.
And what about locks?
Well...
I'm sorry, but I can't use you if you know nothing about my trade. And I have no money to pay for an apprentice.
You listen to the wrong people.
What if I want to start an apprenticeship with one of the other masters here?
All right, I shall give you my approval. But you had better get yourself the blessing of the gods first.
Really?
Say, are you a man of faith?
Sure, why not?
Yes, a most humble servant, Master Thorben.
Then go to Vatras, the priest of Adanos, and have him give you his blessing. He will tell you where you can find a priest of Innos. You should get his blessing, too. Once you have received the blessing of the gods, I shall vote for you.
Phew, I was afraid he's gonna ask me for a blessing of Beliar as well. That would have been very, very uncomfortable to do.
Have you had an apprentice before?
Yes, and not too long ago.
And what happened?
His name is Elvrich. He's my nephew. I was quite pleased with him, actually, but one day he simply didn't show up for work.
I can't believe that.
How long has it been since you saw him?
I guess it must be about 2 weeks.
But he knew that all along.
Have you reported that to the militia?
Of course I have. They were supposed to catch him and see to it that the lazy bones does his work, but I already regret that. He can do whatever he wants. Sooner or later he'll realize he'll get nowhere in Corinus without a decent job.
Is that so?
Sarcasm.
Where is Elvrich now?
How would I know? He kept hanging around that filthy brothel by the harbor. I wouldn't be surprised if he's still warming the bed of some whore down there.
He simply talks too much.
He didn't get that.
So, you know a lot about locks.
What good is a fine chest without a fine lock? I make my own locks. That way, I can at least be sure I haven't built my chest that sturdy for nothing. A poorly made lock is easy to break, and there are plenty of thieves about in Corinus, especially lately.
I've heard a thing or two.
Can you teach me how to pick locks?
I don't know whether you can be trusted or not. For all I know, you might be one of those layabouts who only come to town to empty the chests of honest people. I'm not going to teach you anything before I'm convinced that you're an honest fellow.
He simply talks too.
Okay. Let's go see Greta and get that quest out of the way.
That's really not my...
There she is.
Hey, you!
What do you want, stranger? If you've come to beg, I must disappoint you. I am a poor widow. My name is Greta. Ever since my husband died, I have been running the household for my uncle Thorben.
Mateo sent me. You still owe him some gold.
He wants his money? What for? The goods he delivered were flawed, bad fabric, and bad seams. And did you look at the colors? Those are not the colors I ordered. That's fraud, that is. Let me tell you, back when my husband was alive, he wouldn't have dared to do that. Oh, my poor husband.
Cut the crap.
Cut it out. Where's the gold?
But I don't have the gold. I'm only a poor widow.
Then we'll simply sell a few of your togs. I'm sure you've still got a bunch of stuff in your closet.
How dare you, uncouth lout. All right, here, take the gold.
See, that wasn't so hard.
And now will you please leave my house?
Yes, I will. With pleasure.
That doesn't surprise me.
Let's pay that debt to Mateo.
I don't believe this is gonna change.
That's not what
Here's your 100 gold pieces.
And? Did she cause any problems?
None to speak of.
Good. You've held up your part of the deal.
Help me sign on as an apprentice with one of the masters.
Don't worry. I'll keep my part of the bargain. The other masters will only hear the best about you from me.
Great. Alright.
Wouldn't be so sure. I don't know why he gets so...
We could speak to this guy.
You don't say.
Hey, you're new in town, huh?
Yes, and what about you?
I've come from the mainland, and now I'm hanging around here. I'm almost out of gold, so all I can do now is join the militia, I guess. But I don't want to do that. I won't be slaughtered by those orcs on the king's behalf.
Has anything exciting happened?
You could say that. They robbed Bosper the bowmaker. What a brazen thing to do, I tell you. The fellow just ambled into the shop in broad daylight and grabbed himself a bow. And Bosper right after him, hollering, "Stop right there, you rogue!" But the thief was too fast.
Will it ever change?
But he knew that all along.
What can you tell me about the militia?
One of the paladins has taken command. A certain Lord Andre. He's trying to mobilize half the city in case the orcs attack. But you need to be a citizen of the town in order to be admitted. As far as I know, if you're not a citizen, you can train anyway. But you won't be officially admitted.
I'm no better off myself.
What else can you tell me about Lord Andre?
He has taken over the position of judge as well. If you cause any trouble in this town, you're gonna have to answer to him. I was once in a brawl with a citizen. He went crying to Lord Andre and ratted me out. That little matter cost me 50 gold pieces. I was lucky that it happened at night, or others would have witnessed it. The more people complain about you in this town, the higher your penalty will be.
But no, he insisted he knew better.
So why won't they listen to me?
What's it? Bowmaker, Deadly Arrow. Let's go talk to him.
I've got my own
Hey,
opinion
Deadly
about
Arrow.
that.
Welcome to my shop, stranger. I am Bosper. I craft bows and trade in furs. What brings you to Corinus?
I've heard someone stole, yes.
I've heard that someone stole from you.
Who told you that? Probably Bartok, huh?
Nope.
Didn't he have anything better to tell you? Oh, well. Let me tell you, if I get hold of this bastard, he can say his prayers. I left the shop for only a moment. When I came back, I could only just see him leave, with my bow on his shoulder. I called the guards right away, but the lowlife ran towards the harbor, and they lost him there. I lit a bonfire under their asses then, and they searched the entire harbor district. But they didn't find a thing. Those bumbling lackeys. I bet my bow is still in town somewhere. I informed the guards on both city gates, and they haven't seen anyone leave with my bow. When I get my hands on that bastard...
Let's take a look at his wares.
Show me your wares.
Anything interesting for me? Nope. Nope.
I need to get into the upper quarter.
Where the paladins are? Forget it. You need to be a respected citizen here, or at least hold a decent job. As a stranger, you stand no chance of getting in.
I'm looking for work.
I could use a new apprentice. The last one just gave up his job 2 days ago. Do you know anything about hunting then?
Well...
I could teach you how to skin animals. I'll pay you well for every skin you bring me.
Why did your apprentice give up his job?
All he said was that it had become too dangerous out there. If you're really interested, then you can ask him yourself. His name is Bartok. He's probably hanging out near Corrigan's Tavern. Go through the underpass from the smithy, then you're headed straight for it.
I want to start as your apprentice.
Before I take you on, I need to know, of course, whether you're any good at all.
What do you want me to do for you?
I will teach you how to skin an animal, and you will bring me, let's say, half a dozen wolf skins. Then I'll know that you have learned your trade. If it doesn't take you forever, and if the skins are in acceptable condition, I will take you on if you like.
Sure, let's learn how to skin animals.
Teach me how to skin animals.
Right. Listen, it's quite easy, really. You take a sharp blade and cut open the animal's belly. Then make a few small incisions on the inside of the legs, and you can peel off the skin. Bring me the wolf skins and we shall see.
Alright. Now, the only master left. Actually, there are two of them. The alchemist and the smith. Let's talk to the smith.
I'm looking for work.
I could use a new apprentice. Brian will have finished his apprenticeship soon, and then he'll leave the city. Are you good for anything?
If you mean, do I know blacksmith's work?
No, that's not what I meant. Sooner or later, the orcs are going to lay siege to the city, and then the only men who will count will be those who are in a position to defend our city. And I won't take on anyone as an apprentice who will disgrace me by fleeing the city with the women and the good-for-nothings, instead of holding the fort here with the men.
I'm not a good-for-nothing.
Those are big words. Can you back them up with big deeds?
What are you getting at?
Bring me an orc's weapon.
Really?
Orcs have been seen near the city. With a bit of luck, you won't have to search for long. If you manage to bring one down, I'll take you on as an apprentice, provided the other masters agree.
Okay, I guess.
Do you sell weapons too?
Forget it. Everything I make goes to the paladins or the militia. I have a commission for 100 swords from Lord Hagen. He wants to equip the city guard.
Okay, an orc's weapon you say, huh? That's not gonna be an easy one. And the last master should be here, right? Here is.
Hey, you!
What do you want? I'm not giving anything away.
I heard you were looking for some herbs?
Can I sell you some herbs?
If you have any to offer.
Sure. We'll take care of the business later. I'm looking for something though.
I'm looking to become an apprentice.
Really? And with whom are you going to sign up?
I want to sign up with one of the other masters.
You have come to ask my approval?
Yes.
As far as I'm concerned, you can sign up with whoever you like.
Yay!
I'm in need of healing.
Why? Are you injured?
Yes.
Go to Vatras then. He'll patch you up all right. And stop bleeding over my floor, please.
Well, that's nice. I don't want to mess up your floor, sir. Jerk. Okay, so I need to get the blessing of Vatras and the priest of Phenos anyway.
And there arose all creatures,
I'm gonna talk
trees as... Adanos be with you.
Who are you?
And
I am Vatras,
I have a
a
message for
servant
him
of
as well.
Adanos, the guardian of the divine and earthly equilibrium. What can I do for you?
Okay, where do we start? I have a letter for you.
Here, I've got a letter for you.
For me? Indeed. This is an important message you're bringing me. I wonder how you got hold of this letter.
I got it from Cavalorn, the hunter.
Cavalorn? Where is he?
He told me to tell you he couldn't make it and is headed for the meeting point. Whatever he meant by that.
I see that you have gained Cavalorn's trust. That speaks in your favor.
Does it?
Tell me about the Ring of Water.
And why would I do that?
Cavalorn sent me to you.
And what did he tell you?
He said you're in dire need of more good people.
Aha. So, you want to join us, son?
Yes, father.
Tell me about the Ring of Water.
And why would I do that?
I want to join the Ring of Water.
You do? Well, that means you have already fulfilled the first requirement.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, there must be someone among us who trusts you. Otherwise, you wouldn't even know about it. But I know nothing about you at all.
What do you want to know?
Well, you could tell me where you come from and why you have come to the city.
I carry an important message for the leader of the Paladins.
What is this message?
I think it's best not to lie to him in this regard. He might be of some help, actually.
A large army is gathering as we talk, led by dragons and determined to conquer the country.
Dragons? You speak of beings which until now have only been mentioned in legends. How do you know this?
Zardas, the magician, told me. He sent me to warn the Paladins.
The necromancer? So he lives, and he sent you. Who are you really?
I'm a former convict from the penal colony of Corinus.
Good. Let us summarize. You are a former prisoner who has been told by Zardas, the necromancer, that dragons have come to conquer the country. And you have come to report this to the Paladins.
Exactly.
That all sounds rather fantastic, but I cannot perceive that you are lying to me. Therefore, I must assume that your motives are honorable. I want to give you a chance to join the Ring of Water.
Kudos.
What must I do in order to join the ring?
Know that you take on great responsibility by joining the ring. I do not let just anyone join who comes to us and asks. If you want to join the ring, you will have to prove that you act like one of us.
And that means...
Before we let a young man join our ranks, he must have done a great deed for the ring. Only then can I begin to consider letting you help preserve the balance of forces on this island.
I have vanquished the Sleeper. Isn't that a great enough deed?
My ears hear many a tale these days, including the story about the banning of the beast called the Sleeper. I have not heard that this was achieved by a single man, although your eyes tell me that you are convinced you did this. That confuses me slightly, but I cannot be sure that my senses might not deceive me sometimes.
And who could he have heard that from? I mean, next to me and Zardas, no one else knew about this. That's kind of strange.
So what would be an appropriate deed that might convince you?
Corinus is facing a great enigma these days. The number of people missing from the town seems to increase almost daily. If you can explain to me what happened to them, you shall have your place within the Ring of Water. However...
Yes?
You should take your message to the Paladins first. I consider it a matter of utmost importance. Talk to Lord Hagen.
Well, there's at least someone sensible around here.
But Lord Hagen is not going to receive me.
Yes, he will, no doubt about it, provided you become a member of a powerful community first. The ring has far-reaching connections. We shall assist you in conveying your message as soon as possible. You should talk about this to Laris, whom I trust. He will help you.
Okay.
What community should I join?
There are only 3 communities that have enough influence. These are the City Militia, the Monastery of the Fire Magicians, and the troop of mercenaries on the landowner's farm. The choice is yours, son. Laris can certainly assist you with this difficult decision. Talk to him about it.
I shall do that.
And also I would like a blessing, if it's not too much to ask.
I'm asking your blessing.
Why should I give you my blessing, stranger?
Really, stranger?
I want to start an apprenticeship with one of the masters in the lower part of town.
Go with the blessing of Adanos, my son.
Where you put a great deal of thought into that blessing, didn't you? Can you heal me?
Can you heal me?
Adanos, bless this body. Free it of its wounds and strengthen it with new life.
Thank you. And I think
Wait,
this is...
if you see Laris,
or not,
give him this ornament and tell him that it needs to be returned. He'll know what to do with it.
okay, I think this will be where I end the episode. Like, comment, subscribe, whatever you feel like doing, and goodbye.